Feels amazing. Look at the city, man. They all showed up. They all showed up.
Vandersloot gives it up. Parker to tie. You bet. Here's the 0-1. This is going to be a tough play. Bryant, the Cubs. Finds Rose. Rose trying to get open. Fires away. Bang! It's over. The Bulls win at the buzzer. DeRozan to win it! No! DeMar DeRozan delivers! Anderson hits it in the air to right. Back at the wall, and the White Sox win it! Big one-way, Fields stumbling. Trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
What is up, everybody? Crazy day in sports. Just crazy. We're going to get in these basketball games here in a minute. But I want to talk about, if we can, because we didn't put the slide in there, but I just want to talk about a couple of games, Logan. Well, first of all, let me retract myself. Obviously, Frankie's not here yet. Hopefully, maybe Frankie will be here this evening. Gonzo, I think, is still under the weather. So I don't know if he's out of the hospital yet. I haven't heard anything yet. So we wish them, hopefully, you all get better. But as you can see, we still got the old trusty, never lets me down, always gets his dinner done on time.
That is true.
Logan Landers. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, Jay? Happy to be back showing my face today. I didn't feel like it on Thursday, but I'm feeling better now, feeling good. And I think what happened, Jay, is after that Hawks win the other night, which we'll talk about, I think that made me just get through that bug and feel just completely better.
Yeah, man. Hey, seriously. Hey, sometimes, that's what sports can do for you. When you're feeling down, hey, it can lift your spirits, right? That's
yeah,
what I love about sports.
And then vice versa.
Absolutely. Hey, that's true. Hey, because it can also bring you the dumps, too, if they don't play well. Hey, look who decided to show up late, fashionably late, as always, our boy Frankie C.
Love him, though.
What's up, Frankie?
What's going on? How you guys doing?
Hey, man, we're doing good. I was going to tell him real quick. I just wanted to kind of touch on a couple of baseball scores real fast that I thought were pretty interesting. Even though they were kind of against subpar teams, the Tigers beat the Rockies today 13-0. I mean, at what point do you call mercy? And then I realized that 13 is nowhere near calling mercy because then got the Cubs going out and beating the Pirates to the point of oblivion at 21-0. And I realized there apparently is just no mercy rule in baseball at all.
Not unless you're in like the Little League or Rec League or something like that. No, you can just score as much as you want. At what point, man, do you just wish there was just wave the white towel? Because, bro, 21, you couldn't even score a run?
Hey, I'm telling you, at some point, I think they just At some point, you just have to give up.
I know.
Did they get hits at least?
Caring.
Like, was it a perfect game for the other team, or did they at least get hits?
You know what? Hey, that's a good damn question. I didn't even get that far into it.
No,
well, yeah,
it's not a perfect game,
so Detroit got 20 hits, and Colorado got 7 in that 13-0 drumming.
Okay.
And then, could you imagine how long those innings must have been in that Cubs series? I mean, really.
I got to find what the time of length was for that game.
Yeah, I don't see them giving a time or a length on. I'm shaking.
Hold on.
But I will say this. In the Chicago game, it was 23 hits to 3. 3. So, yeah, it was. They had a pretty rough go of it. But Frankie, I want to talk about these Yankees and these fans. What's up with them throwing stuff at the Cleveland outfielders, man? What's going on with that?
Give me 2 seconds, and I will get you on that. Trust me. Give me 2 seconds.
No worries. While we're waiting 2 seconds for Frankie. Hey, we'll go right quick. Hey, so John says, well, my predictions are getting closer each week for the Warriors and Celtics finals. Mike Hughes says, go Bulls. Hey, I ain't lying, man. Hey, I got you, Mike. But where are they at? Don't worry, Mike. We'll come to that because as soon as Frankie comes back with his 2 seconds, we're going to get into these NBA playoffs, and we're going to have some discussions about these Bulls. I tell you, but your Cubs are doing great on the flip. Yeah, 21-0, Mike. So you got some good, karma going with those guys. Go Cubs. Yeah, that's right. Go Cubs because they like I said, there's apparently no mercy rule in baseball. And then, of course, he said game was over 4 hours. I bet it was over 4 hours. 23 hits, 8 runs in 1 inning. Yeah, that's some time. All right, man, listen. Frankie, are you back with us?
I'm back. Sorry, I'm freaking settling my kids down.
No, you're good, man. You're good. So what's up with these Yankee fans?
So it was a really good game. For some reason, with the New York Yankees, we had a really good game today with the surprising Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians started off going up 2-0. We took the lead after tying it. We took the lead at 3-2. Then the Guardians came back and lead the bottom of the 8th, 4-3. And the Yankees tied bottom of the 9th, 4-4. And in the middle of the Yankees tying it, the outfielder for the Guardians ended up bumping into the wall. So, us New Yorkers being New Yorkers, got to be them assholes. And, we were trash the outfielder. And then the teammate of the Guardians outfielder, he jumped in the gate of the wall and he got in the face of a fan. They were having conversation with each other face to face, and it really heated. Players had to pull the player back. Even umpires ended up coming out. It's official, and I'm pretty sure the guy took something because there was securities as well. But at the game, like Jay said, we ended up getting the wings to Gleyber Torres. He got the walk-off single. We had a man on second base with 2 outs, and Gleyber Torres got the win for us after the game. I don't know if there was word that was going back and forth still, but the right side of the field could be their left, but our right side of the field, fans just started throwing food and drinks at one of the outfielders, and I believe it's because of the situation that was going. It gets intense with baseball, but I don't condone situations like that. I feel like it shouldn't have gotten to that level where fans should throw stuff at players on the field, and players shouldn't get too heated up to get into the fans' face, especially us New York fans. You get in our face and we're not gonna care. You get in one person's face, you're the entire city in your face. So it's like I understand where the city's coming from, but then again, you guys should not be throwing food and stuff on the field. That's just uncalled for. And I actually stand with Yankee players. They actually Judge and I believe Juan Carlos Stanton, also Gleyber Torres himself. ended up running into the outfield, telling the Yankee fans to chill out and calm down. Like they shouldn't be doing that. Because they don't like situations like that. So it was real heated at the end. But we got the win. Damn it! I don't care.
Hey, I get it, man. Hey, you guys got the end. And in all honesty, the players, if the players are having issues with the fans, they should really go find a security person, or when the inning's over, go find whatever the case may be, and report the fan, and then get the fans that direction. Because once you start engaging fans, then everything just goes. Nothing ever goes well after that.
I agree.
I
said that to myself. Once I seen the Guardian player jump on the gate of the wall and got in the fans' face to just like they were going back and forth, I was like right then and there, I was like, all right, something's gonna have to happen at the end of this game. Like something's gonna go down. And then just like seeing I didn't even know what was going on. All I saw was we were celebrating, then we stopped celebrating. All I saw was Aaron Judge and Gleyber Torres running towards the outfield, and then the camera switched over and you see junk food and drinks and stuff getting thrown onto the field. It was crazy.
John said it wouldn't be a surprise that MLB will tell teams to not allow alcohol on lower levels. They're not going to.
I don't think. I can see the reasoning of John, saying that because because sometimes alcohol does kind of contribute to a lot of things. But let's be honest, they're not giving up that freaking revenue.
You can't stop fans from throwing stuff, unless
they're not giving up that revenue. They want that money, and alcohol is a high revenue item. They're not giving up that.
I know they cut it off at the 7th inning, so
yeah.
That's not that.
They're not giving up that revenue. Hey, real quick, let's go ahead and get into this show here, folks. Listen, lots to unpack, lots to uncover. We'll start off with Memphis. They're currently up 2-1 right now in the series over Minnesota. Minnesota obviously lost. Am I right on that 2-1? Correct? Yeah. And it's 104-95 was that ending score. Minnesota coach Finch, kind of like we said, struggled with adjustments when he had a fairly sizable lead. The Grizzlies came back from 26 points down. Obviously, like I said, the adjustments weren't made. T-Wolves only scored about 12 points in quarters 2 and 4. So when you're only scoring 12 and 2 and 4, it's going to be really kind of hard to get that win. I don't care if you are up 26 points. Moran had a very lackluster game, 5 of 18, 16 points on 10. He had a quiet triple-double, 16, 10, and 10. They shot about 42% from the field, the whole team did. Brooks had a terrible game, 4 of 14, and Bain went 8 of 19. But he did make 7 made threes. So even though Bain had a really terrible, terrible shooting overall, he did make 7 threes for 26 points. Clark scored 16 points in the second half of his 20. So that's kind of where Memphis was able to come back into the game. But T-Wolves Towns, come on, guy. Listen, you went 3 of 4 for 8 points. The whole team shot 38% from the field. Towns, you're not going to get nothing accomplished going 3 of 4. Beasley had 4 of 12, terrible. Beverly, 5 of 13, terrible. And Russell, 9 of 21, terrible. You cannot beat Memphis shooting that way. And I'm surprised you had a 26-point lead. But, again, you blew it in quarters 2 and 4. Ultimately, the Jazz wanted it more, and you just took that L. What do y'all guys think?
Before Logan goes, I just got to say that I love how every time Jay talks crap about a team before the game's even over, they ended up turning it around and winning it from Jay.
I did, man. Yeah. I did. I was talking mad crap, and I had to eat some crow. But Towns, you know what? Hey, Towns was on the bench the entire fourth quarter due to fouls. Again, you can't win when your best player or your second best player is sitting on the bench. You can't win like that.
Especially this early in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Logan, what you think?
John, we make these slides the night before. That's why they're not the most updated, but it is what it is. Bro, how do you blow 2 20-point leads, let alone 1? How do you blow 2?
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yeah.
Like, when we were watching the game, I forget what the score was at half or whatever our show ended on Thursday. But they were up by probably at least 15 comfortably, I would say, right, Jay? And then after we got off the show, I watched it, and then I'm like, okay, Memphis making a nice run. And then I see the bug at the bottom. I'm like, they went on a 21-0 run, and they didn't call a damn timeout? Because that's the thing, is the coaching failed them in this game. I know it's a first-year coach, but, bro, at what point do you call a timeout, get your team some rest, first off, after running around the court not doing nothing?
Right.
And then come up with a game plan to stop them, because obviously you didn't. I mean, Minnesota should have easily won that game. Easily. And like you said, Jay, it wasn't even like they were blowing them out or nothing, but when you have, when Towns is only shooting the ball 4 times the entire game, and he's supposed to be your number 1 star, something ain't going right there. Something is wrong.
Absolutely.
Said, those fouls is what's killed him in pretty much the whole series, right? Because he's been in foul trouble pretty much this whole series. And that's why we're not talking a lot about him, because he's on the bench half the time. He only played 33 minutes. And it's just insane that, Memphis was able to pull this off. Great win, obviously. And that might have just put the nail in the coffin for this series, because how do you come back from that morally? As a team, how do you look yourself in the mirror and say, we gave up a 20-point lead twice at home?
Yeah.
We lost the advantage in the series, and we're down 2-1 now. Oh, horrible loss for the Timberwolves. Great win for the Grizzlies. If this keeps up, is Anthony Edwards going to be the true number 1 in Minnesota? Because it's looking like it during the playoffs.
I agree with you. I really do. And that's why I really feel like
he's the only one who's doing really anything between those two.
Yeah, I really feel like Edwards is the number 1, and I feel like Towns is now kind of the number 2. I think Anthony Edwards this playoff series is really coming into his own and who he is as a basketball player. I think you're seeing him kind of come out of his shell. What I would say is this: what kind of scares me about this for Memphis is because in all accounts, Minnesota really should be 3 games to none.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just because of mental issues or, a few turnover errors here or there. Like I said, foul trouble here or there that's kept them from being 3-0. But if you really think about it, they should be 3-0. So my thing about this is even if Memphis is able to get past Minnesota, which I do think Memphis will get past Minnesota, how does that really spell it out for the rest of the championship or the rest of the playoffs? Because the teams are only going to get harder as they go along. And how can they afford to go 26 points down if they're doing that to Minnesota? They would not be able to do that against some of the other teams.
Right. Yeah, it's just also, too, kind of like Minnesota's very, very inexperienced, right? They have, like I said, that first-year coach. A lot of those guys have maybe been to the playoffs once in their career, if not at all. And that's why they can't hold on to leads, and that's why there wasn't a timeout called and all of this, right? It's just a snowball effect. And, Memphis is obviously a great team. They finished very high in the standings, but they've just had some struggles so far with matchups, with shooting sometimes. So
right.
I think they'll get through this series, and who they face next. And they'd face the winners of Golden State and Denver, and the way that's looking,
who that's going to be. Who they're going to be facing.
Yeah.
So,
barring some kind of serious injury, we know who they're facing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is, I think Memphis will be fine. I think they'll pull it off, and hey, John Morant's doing. At least I knew he didn't have the best night shooting, but he did get a triple-double overall. And at least I will say this, Jay. At least he knew kind of when it wasn't working for him that he was ditching the ball out, giving it to Brooks or Bain or like anyone really. Clark off the bench with 20. So at least he is somewhat competent enough, unlike some point guards in the NBA, to know that if you're shooting bad, don't keep shooting. Give it to your teammates. So,
by the way, he's talking about you, Russell Westbrook.
Thank you, Frank. I'm glad you got that. I'm glad you picked up on that, Frankie. I knew.
I know.
You get it.
I'm scared of saying it. I'll call.
Hey, real quick. Hey, before we get into this Mavs and Jazz, because we, obviously they just played today, and we'll talk. Obviously, we'll talk the last game and the current game since they played today and stuff. Before we get to that, Frankie, did you have anything else you want to talk about the Memphis and Minnesota, or are you pretty good there?
All I gotta say is I'm happy that my hot take is still alive. Memphis is up, and I said it since I believe November. I said that Memphis will make it to the Western Conference Finals, and it's possible. And I did say that they were either going to face Golden State or Phoenix Suns, and after they told us that they'll have to probably face Golden State, which most likely is going to be, my prediction is coming more and more true. And I'm just so excited. I'm hoping that they face Golden State. It's going to be a good series if they make it past Minnesota, because it's still early. They're up 2-1. Anything can happen in that series. It's basketball. So, Minnesota can turn it around and surprisingly, shock the world and eliminate Memphis. You never know. But I don't see that happening. And for Memphis to go on to the next series to face Golden State is going to be amazing to see. Steph Curry versus John Morant. I feel like that's a great matchup on both sides of the ball. The 5-5 on each side. The matchup, how you got the players squared up against each other. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic series. And if Memphis can somehow, some way pull a victory over Golden State to make it to the Western Conference, my prediction come true. But I feel like they'll have a strong shot at beating Phoenix to make it to the finals.
Again, I think what has really hurt Minnesota is they've taken their foot off the gas pedal at times and allowed Memphis to hang around. But I will tell you this, Memphis struggles heavily in a half-court game. They just don't have the outside shooting in a half-court type set, and shot creation seems to be a problem for them when they're in a half-court mode. When the game slows down, so does Memphis. Memphis requires a more fast pace for them to truly be effective with their arsenal. And I think that if they do get past Minnesota, which I really do think they do, they're going to really struggle again with Golden State, because Golden State is the same way. They're not a fast-paced team. Golden State's more of a half-court team. And I don't think that Golden State is going to allow Memphis to come back when they're down 20 points. And I think that's kind of where I just think Memphis needs more outside shooting to get further along in the playoffs. And I kind of think that they ended the second round, Frankie. I don't think they get past that second round team. Anyway, we shall see, though. As Frankie has said before, I have been proven wrong, so we shall see. The Mavs and Jazz. We'll talk about the last game, and then we'll get into tonight's game. We'll kind of hit both of them at the same time. Mavs and Jazz lost last game, 126-118 to the Jazz. The Mavs beat the Jazz 126-118, and at that time they were 2-1. Dinwiddie went 6-21 for 25-6, and Brunson went 12-22 for 31-1-5 for the Jazz for Dallas. Obviously, Brunson had a hell of a game. Kleber had 17, Burton's had 15, Green had 12 off the bench. And really for the Mavericks, that's what helped them win against the Jazz, was they had excellent play off their bench along to go with Brunson. And because Dinwiddie, obviously, like I said, 6-21 on his end. Even though he got 20 points, he really missed a lot of shots and had a really poor shooting. It almost cost him. On the flip side, Bogdanovich went 8-12 for 24. Gobert went 6-6. For 15 and 7 rebounds, and Mitchell went 10-21 for 32, 2 and 6, and could not have beat the Mavs without Luka. That's kind of what got me in that game, was Luka wasn't there. They still kind of lost, even though I will say this: they came back and beat the Mavs with Luka. So I don't know, these Utah Jazz are kind of a weird, funky team right now. Dallas had 17 points. Had a 17-point lead before halftime. Brunson played with a bruised back, had to actually go to the locker room and was laying on his back and watching his team flourish. And Mitchell scored 28 of the 32 points in the second half, but ultimately kind of came up short, and the Mavs were able to pull that game out. What do you think about that, Logan?
Hello?
Yeah, so game 3, I mean, we said they had – how did they not beat them, Jay? How?
I
That was a prime opportunity to go up 3-1 in this series, right? But they screwed it up. They beat them today. They went on a buzzer beat or a last-second alley-oop. They only won by 1 point. So it wasn't like they beat them by a lot. I mean, Luka had a pretty good game, 11 of 21 from the field, 30 points, led the team. The whole starting five had 10 plus. Brunson had another solid game with 23. But as for the Jazz, I mean, Gobert got more involved. I think he only had maybe 2 or 3 shots in game 3. Today he had 8. Conley was pretty much just out there. He didn't do nothing. Mitchell had 23 of 7 of 21. I mean, it wasn't even like that the Jazz were shooting the lights out. I mean, Clarkson was probably their best shooter for percentage with 9 of 16. I mean, they only shot 40% from the field and 28% from 3. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think even if the Jazz get past the Mavericks, I think they're definitely getting knocked out against either the Suns or the Pelicans. That's just going to be easy because I don't know. They don't have that. There's just something off with them. And the Mavericks, like I said, they could have they could have won this game, only lost by a point, and that would have been a very good win for them. Going up in the series, but we're tied 2-2, and this will at least go 6. So we'll see.
Frankie, your thoughts on the other night's Mavs Jazz?
Tonight? You mean the other night?
No, I was just saying, did you want to comment on that game before we get into the current one?
Oh, no, not really. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I know that, I was really surprised that somehow, some way Dallas pulled the win. Because Dallas did win last game. They won the last 2 games, I'm pretty sure, right? Right. So I'm really shocked that they got the win because they didn't have Luka Doncic that game. They got him back tonight. And I honestly thought that they were going to lose it against Utah against the last game, but that was a shocker. Real glad that we got a close series and won. It's more like to me, it's more like I don't really care who wins this series because get eliminated next round. If you understand, I'm pretty sure whoever was who this one has won to face Phoenix, I'm pretty sure, correct? Or
yeah, the winner of this one goes on to face the winner of Phoenix and New Orleans.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, who wins this series is going to face Phoenix, and it's just not going to be pretty.
Yeah, and like I said, so we'll slide over to the current games, and we'll continue to talk about these Jazz and Mavs. So they lost tonight to Utah. So Utah came out and fought tooth and nail, and it literally was the last minute, literally basket, back and forth, just back and forth, and whoever, it basically became a race against the clock, honestly. And, the final score was 100-99. And like John Suggs said, the series is tied up at 2 apiece now. And like I said, they did win against a Doncic-led Mavericks. Brunson had a kind of an off night. He went 7 of 18 for 23. Doncic played well, 11 of 21, right at about 50% for 30, 10, and almost a triple, but he only had 4 assists. Dinwiddie was terrible at 2 and 9. So this is Dinwiddie's second night in a row of playing terrible. The first night, I think he was like 10 of 20, or like 8 of 21 or something like that. Now he's 2 of 9. He only got 5 points off the bench. So that Dinwiddie really kind of hurt the Dallas Mavericks in that sense, along with Brunson's lack of scoring. Because like I said, it was only a 1-point win. So those 2 guys really did kind of hurt them. For the Jazz, Bogdanovich went 4 of 10 for 12. Gobert, modest 4 of 8 for 17, but he had 15 rebounds. Conley went 2 of 8, terrible night for 6. Mitchell, terrible night, 7 of 21 for 23 points. And Clarkson went 9 of 16. Clarkson really was their best player tonight, going 9 of 16 for 25 points. Dallas really had a terrible quarter, 2 and 4. They were scoring 19 and 18 respectively. So obviously Dallas is shooting in those quarters, 2 and 4, really put them in the hole. Had they played a little bit better or scored a little bit better in those quarters, we're not talking about the Utah Jazz right now.
Right.
Let's just be honest. We're not talking about the Utah Jazz. Even though Clarkson did have a really good night, we're not talking about the Jazz. The Dallas Mavericks hurt themselves on their shooting in those 2 quarters, and that really cost them the game. But I'm not worried about Dallas. Dallas is going to beat Utah. But the thing about it for me, Logan, is you know that this team, this Utah team, if they don't win the championship, this team is going to be disbanded come next year. So I would think that they would be playing every night tooth and nail trying to get a win.
I will say, Jay, I just want to get your quick thoughts.
I don't think this Utah team is a grinder out type of team. I don't think they have that tenacity to win a championship. And I really think that's the intangible that this this Utah Jazz team lacks is tenacity.
You think if the Jazz get eliminated this in the first round that their coach gets fired, maybe?
I think Quinn's going to take a job somewhere else before he even gets fired. I don't even think he sticks around. I mean, do I think he gets fired? I don't think he does because they're still making the playoffs. But I think, I think he takes a job somewhere else.
We'll see.
What you think, Frankie?
Yeah, I feel like let's just need to stop putting all the pressure on Luka. I feel like they see Luka came back today, and they thought that since Luka back, we're gonna get our shooter back. And it's not like that. He's coming off a crazy ankle injury, and we even seen it ourselves that he was going to be limited to minutes today, in which he was. He put up a really good performance on the limited minutes that he played, but you can't expect Luka to always carry this team. I mean, Mark Cuban is going to have to change something with his organization because I feel like for the past couple of years since he got Luka, he's just been like trying to build something around him, but it's like, it's not even looking like he's doing that, like he's got the players, he's got the potential, but they're not doing it. It's all like a team that's like, okay, we have to step it up when Luka's down, but when Luka's back, he's the guy who's going to carry us. Like, you can't expect that. And that's why, Jay's saying that we had a couple Dallas Maverick people that didn't perform as expected, like Dinwiddie. You're supposed to be better than what you play like. You can't just, go 2 for 9 on the field and expect Luka Doncic to carry the team when he's coming back off an injury. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Moving on to the next game. So we got Golden State. They are now up 3-0, and they won the other night 118-113. And I don't see Denver being able to get another game. So I would not be surprised if this particular one gets swept 4-0. Green and Wiggins had low shooting nights. Going 2-6 for 6 and 3-6 for 9 respectively. So Green did have 10 assists. Thompson went 10 of 18 for 6 points or 6 3-pointers. So he had a pretty good night. Poole had a pretty good night. Curry had a good night shooting. Jokic went 14 of 22 for 37, 18 and 5. I don't know what more Joker can do at this point.
I feel bad for him. It's so sad.
I do, man. I do because he doesn't have Porter Jr. and he doesn't have Murray. He just has Connolly, and Connolly is not exactly playing all that great either. So the Golden State bench just outscored the Nuggets like crazy and just took the fight to the Warriors. And the Nuggets, well, I should say the Nuggets took the fight to the Warriors. They just didn't have enough to finish it off, and it just is what it is. Logan.
Bro, the Warriors are looking scary right now. Like Jesus, they look like they're in peak form right now.
Right.
Their shooting is great, obviously. Jordan Poole has really stepped up these playoffs. 27 points on 9-13 shooting. I'll take that any night. And then, like you said, Thompson had a great night, 10 of 18 from the field. Curry off the bench, 9 of 17. But man. They are looking really good. Whenever you shoot 55% from the field, it's pretty much a guaranteed win. And that's what the Warriors did. They went in there, took care of business. As for Denver, man, like we're all saying in agreement, it's just poor Jokic. 37, 18 rebounds, 5 assists. I mean, what more can he do? The second leading scorer of the team was Aaron Gordon with 18. So, I mean, it sucks to see probably, if not the MVP, not struggle, but his team, the team around him struggle. And
right.
like I said, if he had Murray and if he had Porter Jr., this could probably be a different series altogether. But it's just kind of the whole team effort for the Warriors, which they've kind of done the whole season. And then it's just a one-man wrecking crew out there with Jokic, who no one can stop. So, yeah, I think this one's about to wrap up real soon. And, sucks for the Nuggets because, I mean, they've had a really good last couple of seasons, but unfortunately injuries have just really hurt this team, and it's paying dividends.
Absolutely. Frankie?
All I'm going to say is poor Jokic. He's doing all he can. I feel bad for him. I give him one more year so that way, he can play his full season with Murray and one more time and stuff. But after that, if Denver don't do nothing, he's just going to want to leave. I want to leave. So I'm going to give him
absolutely.
one more year.
I mean, he can only do so much.
I mean, Anthony Price said Jokic should leave. I would have been crying for help. Jokic has no help. I mean, he really don't.
Yeah, just, like I said, I give him one more year so he could play that one final year with Murray, fully healthy Murray with a full year. And hopefully they can do something then. But if not, he's definitely going to be leaving. And in closing with that, I'm going to say pull out them brooms because Golden State is coming for a sweep.
They're looking good doing it.
And I'll tell you right now, if Joker don't get the MVP, man, look, there's issues, man. Come on. You got to give this guy credit for what he's doing. All right. Then we're going to move on to the Heat versus the Hawks. Logan's favorite game, which makes him happy. They won 111 to 110. They got him by a point, Logan. They got him by a point. And they got it on Young's floater with 4.4 seconds left in the game. How crazy is that? Miami is still up, though, 2-1, but the Hawks are showing life. Young did struggle in the first 2 games of the series, but tonight he did well. They had a terrible third quarter for the Hawks, 16 points, I believe it was. Butler kind of missed his jumper with 12.6 seconds left, and obviously the game came to an end, and the Hawks took that win. It's interesting, Logan. I don't know what's going on. First we got protesters. Now we got packages being left outside the arena, caused a 45-minute delay. Just crazy things going on in the world that we're in. I don't understand it, folks. But real quick, I tell you, this is where Miami was rough. Butler had a terrible night. He went 8 for 20. That really, really hurt them. And Strus went 7 of 13. Lowry went 2 of 7. But Lowry actually wound up having a hamstring issue in the third quarter. So it's going to be interesting to see how Lowry goes forward in this playoffs with that hamstring issue and how that affects the Heat going forward as well. Again, no Capella for the Hawks. Young went 6 of 14. Hunter went 7 of 13. Bogdanovich, 7 of 17, 4 of 9 behind the three-point line for 18. Young was limited to 3 turnovers, which was great. Previously, he had 10. So I think Young limiting those turnovers really did help them, along with Butler having a terrible night. Again, I think the key to take away from this game going forward is how will Lowry respond to that hamstring issue for the Heat, and can the Hawks get back Clint Capella to make it a little bit better for them in the paint? What do you think, Logan?
Yeah, like I said, great win. They needed this one. If not, they'd be down 3-0, and that's pretty much a death sentence at that point. 2-1, like I said, they've got a fighting chance now to maybe climb back, get another win, and even this series up. It is tough still without Capella. Obviously, you're losing your big guy. That's why they're getting out-rebounded pretty much every game this series by a decent amount. Anthony said, let's just say it was luck. I mean, if you're hitting multiple game winners throughout multiple playoffs, is it really luck? Or is it just a clutch G? I don't know. I'm just saying. Like I said, he didn't have the greatest night shooting, 6 of 14, but he made up from it at the free throw line where he went 10 to 12. So that's where he got a good bit of his points. Hunter really helped him out, like you mentioned, having 17. The bench with Bogdanovich having 18. And then DeLon Wright, who's actually been a really good player this series, off the bench had 13 and a handful of assists. So they, it's a team effort. That's how they're doing it right now. And happy to see them get the win. And hopefully we can go and even it up in Game 4. But as for the Heat, like you said, we'll see how Lowry is after that injury. Butler had a poor night. That definitely helped contribute to the win. And, Ice Trey got the game winner. What more can you say?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Frankie?
Man, who cares about this series, man? Let's be real. The only person that cares is Logan. I don't care about this. No, I'm joking, Logan. I'm just trying to rile you up. Man, it was a good game. It was a good game for Atlanta to come out of nowhere with Ice Trey with the final 4.4 second layup floater. It was beautiful. That was beautiful. And I can't say nothing more than my man Austin Theory, A-Town down, baby.
Let's say Atlanta's doing good, Jay. We got a U.S. champion and we got the win. So, I mean, we've had a pretty good week so far.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to move on to the Bucks game. Bucks won 111-81. And again, just like the Cubs over the Pirates, and just like the Tigers over who the hell ever else they played, the Rockies, at what point do you freaking call mercy? Number one.
You never call it.
Hey, watch this. That's my first question. My first question is, at what point do you call mercy? My second question is, no Middleton? No Middleton?
No
and
Middleton, no
you still
worries.
blew the doors off of them? I'm just saying. If anybody's doubting the Bucks, do you doubt the Bucks, or is Chicago who we thought they were? Freaking tenders. I think
you asking for some heat right now.
Hey, listen, I'll take the smoke. I'll take the smoke. You know why? Because they're pretenders. Chicago Bulls are pretenders, and it showed. It showed, man. No Middleton, and they still got their doors blown off. I'm just saying. The Bulls got beat 3 out of 4 quarters. 3 out of 4 with no Middleton. Giannis had a terrible night even. Giannis didn't even give me the best performance. I say terrible by Giannis' standards. He went 7-12 for a pedestrian 18-7-9. That's pedestrian. I mean, come on, Chicago. No Middleton. A pedestrian Giannis. Portis came out with a jacked up face and still gave 7 of 14 for 18 and 16 rebounds. And Holiday gave you 7 of 14 for 16 points. Grayson Allen, the one that Chicago should hate the most because he took your boy, Caruso, whatever his name is, took him out of the game. Remember that? Remember when we jacked up Caruso and everybody was pissed off at Grayson Allen? He gave you 8 of 12, 5 of 7 at the 3-point line, 22 points. DeRozan, what happened, baby? You were so good for so long, and yet they gave you a pedestrian 4 of 9 for 11. Vucevic, 8 of 17 for 19. And Levine, 6 of 13 for 15 on 39% field goal shooting with no Middleton. Chicago has not won a home playoff game since 2015. And you think you're not pretenders? Logan, I turn the floor over to you.
Oh, my God.
Bro, Stephen A. got nothing on Jay for you. I'm just saying. Also, you forgot to mention one more stat, Jay. I don't know if this is in your game notes, but shout out Patrick Williams had a quadruple single. 1 point, 1 turnover, 1 block, and 1 assist. So big shout out to big Patrick Williams. Putting in work. DeRozan only shot the ball 9 times. I don't know. You got to give him the ball more. Vucevic, leading scorer on the team with 19, but 8 of 17, not the prettiest. Caruso, he's not much of a scorer. Levine, the bench was non-existent. But if you would have said that Grayson Allen, the human punching bag, the one that everyone in the NBA hates, was going to be the leading scorer for the whole game with 25, I would have said, or 22, I would have said you're crazy, Jay. But no Middleton, no problem. Beat them by what, 30? 30? So, yeah, the Bucks are looking pretty good. The Bulls, I mean, we've said it, man. They have that stigma of can you beat the big teams? They didn't do it. They got killed. And they're playing when do they play on Sunday?
I believe so.
So Chicago, they're in Chicago still. So we'll see, Jay, if Chicago can get that first home win in 7 years. We'll see.
Right. It's been a long time. Frankie.
Man, you asking for some heat, Jay, and I'm loving it. Normally, I'm the hype man against teams like that, but sometimes I gotta hand it over to Jay because Jay's he's just amazing with it when he does it. And I love it because you know what? I'm on the same side as Jay. I feel like Chicago's are pretenders as well. Like, they thought that they were hot shit all through the year. We were in first place of the East. But now they're not showing up when they needed to, and they don't have Chris Middleton on the Bucks, the best defender on the Bucks. And for the Bucks to do what they did against the Bulls last night was insane. A couple nights ago, when Middleton got hurt, us boys, we got on the group chat, and Jay McLovin himself said that the Bucks might be done. I told Jay, I said, no.
Yeah, I was worried about the Middleton thing. That really made me worried.
I told Jay, no Middleton, no problem, because Giannis is going to step up. He knows what he has to do now. And luckily, Middleton is just going to miss this series. He'll come back next series, so that's a good plus for Milwaukee. But, man, for Milwaukee to not have Middleton and do what they did to the Bulls last night, I got to agree with Jay. They are pretenders.
And Grayson Allen is going to be in every Chicagoan's nightmares. Let me tell you how they hated Grayson Allen, and he just gave every inch of it to them. How crazy is that? All right, we're going to move on to the Suns and Pelicans. I got to be honest with you guys. The Pelicans are actually playing really damn good. I got to be honest with you. Now, Booker is out, so we got to take that into consideration. But I will say this, man. The Suns are up right now 2-1. They barely beat the Pelicans. They really honestly did. 114-111. Ayton gave you 13 of 20 for 28 and 17. Phenomenal numbers. Paul, my God, I've said it. I'll say it again. No Booker, no problem. Chris Paul is the truth, and it's a shame that he gives up so many assists because his numbers scoring-wise can be so much higher, and then we'd be talking about Chris Paul and MVP conversations. But as I regress, he almost had he went 10 of 18 for 28, 4, and 14 assists. Bridges went 4 of 9, 17, and McGee gave you 7 of 8 for 15 and 3. Really good numbers from the Suns. And then you look over at the Pelicans, hell of a night for Ingram. This dude, I swear, is so underrated in my opinion. He went 11 of 19 for 34. Jones gave you 5 of 7 for 12. And McCollum finally showed up. He's been kind of shooting poorly, but he finally showed up and gave you 11 of 23, went 4 of 11 at the three-point line for 34 and 7, which is the numbers he should be putting up. And had he been putting up, they probably would be doing even better in the series than where they are. As I regress, the Suns attacked the open areas and got good looks, and Paul just took the game over. Paul had no turnovers in 40 minutes, none whatsoever. And I tell you, when you're playing like that, it's very hard to beat the Phoenix Suns. And I don't know how long Booker's going to be out. He's got I think it's a strained hamstring. That might be, I think he's getting out games 3 and 4. So he should be back game 5. So that means they're going to have to play one more game without Booker, which I think they could still win. And the Suns are going to come out of this ahead. But I will say this, the Pelicans, hey, man, Bob Ingram, I tip my hat off to you, buddy, because you were just playing well.
Yep.
Logan?
Yeah, Pelicans put up a good fight. You love to see it. They're not getting killed by 30, unlike some teams. So, we'll see how much further this can go. I think the Suns will prevail. They could not hit a three-point shot to save their lives, though. They went 4 of 26, so that is rough. If they would have hit some more, they would have won by a lot more, but it is what it is. John said the Bulls' excuse was injuries. What's the excuse now? Well, Damian, if you put the next comment there, Jay, Damian has the next excuse. How can we win when we have injuries and refs calling stupid fouls against us? Well, if you don't want refs calling stupid fouls, hit your shots. I'm just saying. So, I'd say Ingram and McCollum, I don't think it's been there a bit longer. McCollum got there obviously mid-season. But this is a pretty underrated duo. They're looking really good. Also, we have a guest here. I can't see who their face is.
That's Gonzalez. Oh, my God, you're out of the hospital.
Gonzo back.
Our boy's back.
What's up, guys?
Gonzo, welcome back, my friend. We've missed you. How you doing, first and foremost?
And not too bad. Laying here watching Impact Wrestling right now.
Man, you look like you lost about 10 pounds in the hospital.
I lost about 7.
I bet you did, man. Not being able to hold down food will do that to you. Will do that to a man.
Hey,
Well, what is
Frankie,
your impression on? I don't know if you've been able to keep up with the games at all, Gonzo, but we were just talking about the Suns and Pelicans, how they beat them 114 to 111 with no Booker in there.
Yeah, I think the Suns could beat the Pelicans without Booker. My thing is why is everybody comparing Ingram to Kevin Durant all of a sudden? Like Ingram's turned into the best player in the league.
I was saying that one, but they are. That's not okay. I wouldn't go that far. I'm not
There's
going
a
to
lot of
compare
people
Ingram.
saying that. I don't understand that. But
Yeah, I wouldn't understand that either.
hey, Frankie, what'd you think of that real quick? That Tyson Fury right uppercut. Is he froze?
Yeah, he's froze.
Oh, he's
Don't
froze.
worry, hey, that's one of the topics on the list. We'll come back to
Okay.
Tyson here in a minute.
Oh, wait,
Don't worry, we got a whole topic on Tyson. Hey, Frankie, real quick, before we get on to this next game, what'd you think about this Suns Pelicans series or game that we had at 114-111?
It's so far looking like a good series. I was expecting this to be at least a sweep, maybe like a 4-1 series. But it looks like we're probably gonna get 6 games. I am gonna point out that that one game with the referee that always plays with Chris Paul or refs against Chris Paul, and I forgot his name, but I feel like that one Chris Paul, he always has a competition with that referee, and he can never get a win against him. So like, I feel like if they would have probably had like a different referee that game, this series would be a whole lot different. Like they'll probably be up 3-1 or something. But at least we're getting a good series. But we expect Phoenix to end up winning this one.
All right, we're going to slide over to this 76ers Raptors that we had today.
What are you talking about, Jay? Come on.
Huh?
This game, this got to get wrapped up here, man. This is going to be over next game. I mean,
yeah, I know. Hey, listen. Hey,
they got lucky today.
Raptors took out the Sixers today, 110-102. And I guess Nick Nurse was able to conjure up some magic in there because I really thought this was going to be a sweep, but now we're looking at 3-1, and they're going to have to play another game. If they didn't shoot bad. Harden was probably the only one that really – him and Maxey, I think, are the ones that really cost the Sixers this sweep. Maxey went 4 of 12 for 11. And Harden went 5 of 17 for 22. And I really think that those two guys are the ones that hurt them. Of course, you can also look at the free throws, and Philly went 21 of 25, and Toronto went 28 of 35. So Toronto has 7 more points just on their free throws alone. So, if you look at the free throws and how many times they go to the line, and then you look at Harden and Max's poor performance, that just kind of tells you why the Sixers didn't come away with the win. But honestly, Embiid had a very, very pedestrian game, 21, 8, and 3. Siakam, great game, 10 of 19 for 34 points, 13 of 15 at the free throw line. Trent Jr., not so good, 8 of 20. And Barnes, who, as we all know, got Rookie of the Year, got 6 points and 11 rebounds. And, Siakam, his 15 points in the fourth quarter really did well for them. Embiid, as you know, has a right thumb injury that he hurt in the second half of Game 3. We'll see how that thumb injury will affect him going forward in the playoffs. I think that could be an issue, folks, because he is experiencing a lot of pain in that, and there's definitely some issues. He's got a brace on it, so I think that could affect Embiid for a little bit. 76ers had 16 turnovers, and they got out-rebounded 46-41. So when they get out-rebounded, you're committing turnovers. Your best player's got a thumb injury, and your 2 other really good players, Maxey and Harden, are shooting apart. And, of course, you lose the free throw battle. You can see why they did not get the sweep. Logan?
Yeah, good win by the Raptors. At least they're not going to get swept, but I don't see this one going much longer. Like I said, we'll see if that thumb injury is going to be a recurring thing with Embiid, if it's going to hamper him at all. We'll see if Harden is going to continue his playoff career slump, and we'll see what all the other guys around the Sixers can do. Like I said, congrats to Scotty Barnes winning Rookie of the Year. I don't think any of us picked him. I think we all gave it to Mobley, but he came in second. It is what it is. Also, Thad Young, yes, he did have a big win. Plus, he made Joel Embiid touch earth and crossed him over. So, always nice to see.
Frankie?
They'll be out of play.
Man, Jay, you know why they didn't win it? You don't know really. You really want to know why? It's
I'm
because
listening, brother.
because the city of Toronto and them Canadian people don't deserve it. That's why they're gonna take it back to Philly, and they're gonna win it in Philly, where Philly deserves to win in front of their home, in front of their fans. Canadians don't deserve wins and sweeps and stuff like
Wait,
that.
hold
They don't
on, Frankie.
deserve it.
I got to put a disclaimer. The thoughts of Frankie C in reference to Canadians does not necessarily reference the thoughts and beliefs of Unscripted. Okay, you can continue.
Oh, the hell with that. You can talk your trash about Chicago Bulls and stuff. The hell with that. No, it's definitely tied with Unscripted.
Got to put a disclaimer out there, Frank. Any of my viewers.
I honestly feel like that's what it is, honestly, to be honest. Like, yes, Joel Embiid is dealing with a thumb injury and stuff like that, but for Thaddeus, right, Thaddeus, I think it was, and Harden to not have a good game, it just goes to prove, like, they probably just didn't want to win this in front of Toronto's home, like, in front of their fans. They don't deserve it. Like, for them to end Toronto the way they want to, take it back to Philly, let them win one game and just end it there.
Yeah. So, shit, man, who did Drake pay to get this win? Hey, I'm sure he paid somebody. Gonzo, your thoughts?
It didn't surprise me that Toronto won with Embiid being hurt some, because James Harden, he's been facilitating well, but offensively he hasn't been shooting the ball well in the playoffs. He's been basically the Harden of old in the playoffs so far. So for Philadelphia, they need Embiid to be a little bit healthier. I agree with Frankie. I think they're going to go back to Philadelphia and close the series out.
Yeah, I definitely I agree too. I mean, the Raptors, at least they didn't get swept, and they made it a good game. Honestly, it was a really good game. And but no, I definitely think that the Sixers are going to wrap it up. My only question for really out of this whole thing is really just Embiid's thumb injury. How is that going to affect him going throughout the rest of the playoffs? That's really the big takeaway that I took out of this. All right, folks. That is the end of our recap. I will tell you right now, Boston and Brooklyn are going at it, and they're in the third quarter. And the last time I saw the score was 58-50, and I believe it was Boston over Brooklyn. So Brooklyn, they're kind of struggling, man. Hey, what do you guys think about this Brooklyn-Boston, man? Is Brooklyn kind of done and just kind of going through the motions?
I'm watching the game right now also, and I'm like seeing some wild passes, some crazy rebounding that Brooklyn is doing, where they can obviously get some nice rebounding defensively and offensively, but somehow it's like they're not even trying. So like they keep it up this way, we might see a sweep, guys, in this series, and it's going to be a shocker if we get a sweep with Brooklyn.
Yeah, and I don't think – and Simmons is still not playing in this game, so obviously they held him out another game. So I guess he's going to – maybe he comes back the following, but does Simmons even really matter at this point?
But what was the point of that? If you're going to play – they already announced he's going to play on Monday. Why not play him tonight and give –
Right, why not play him tonight?
If you think he's going to give you a better chance to win. I don't think – I think the Nets are done. Personally, they're just – for some reason, Boston's defense has sped them up so much they can get offensive rebounds, but they keep turning the ball over with just stupid passes.
Let me ask you guys a question. Here's two issues I have. Number one, Durant, in 3 quarters of play, has only shot 5 times, and he's only made 3 out of the 5 for 7. And Kyrie Irving's only shot 11 times, and he made 4 out of the 11 for 10. I mean, your 2 biggest players are barely shooting the ball through 3 quarters. What the hell?
You know why, Jay? It's because they have.
I mean, they're probably getting double teamed. I get that, but still.
Nope. They have the defensive player of the year guarding Kyrie Irving. Marcus Smart. I'm watching the game. Marcus Smart
I'm watching it too.
By himself, Jay, is holding Kyrie Irving defensively so good that I'm looking at Kyrie's shots and I'm like, damn, why are you even taking that shot? Like you're locked down with the defensive player of the year, and watching it, just shows why Marcus Smart won this year's Defensive Player of the Year. He's like playing outstanding today.
And then they've gotten physical with Durant, and they've really thrown Durant off. I mean, I'm not even talking about when he has the ball. When Durant don't have the ball, if you watch, every time he moves around the court, he's getting hit by somebody.
This entire game is physical. It just came back on, and it just started off physical already.
But let me ask you this. Okay, but based on that, real quick, and we'll move on. But based on Kyrie going against Marcus Smart, what does that say for Kyrie? Is he just not nobody's going to say Kyrie's not a good player. Kyrie's a good player. But has he met his match? I mean, is he just not good enough?
I feel like it's because Marcus Smart and when Kyrie Irving was with the Boston Celtics, you obviously got to have that one-on-one with another point guard.
Right, so he knows him inside and out.
Exactly. So being in practices with him for those 2 years, I believe, when Kyrie was with Boston, he learned it. He studied, and then watching the tapes that he needs to be watching, Marcus Smart knows exactly what Kyrie Irving is going to do.
Because we've said inside and out that if the only chance the Brooklyn Nets have of winning is if you get spectacular games from Durant and Irving. They've got to play at that level if they're going to win, and they're just not doing it. They're just not doing it. And that's why, the Celtics, like you said, the Celtics probably – there's a high probability, or at least a 50% chance that they either get the sweep or they maybe Brooklyn gets one, but I don't think they get anything more than that. And I think that getting that one is going to be pretty hard for them.
We'll see. Also, James Davis said, if y'all know if Kyrie has made out the first round since he left LeBron.
That's a good stat. That's a really good stat. That's because there's a lot of truth behind that.
And Jay, I will say I did the research just now to stay for 1 week, leaving from New York to go to Cancun, staying at the Ritz-Carlton. It's about $39,000 or $3,900 a night. So, just in case Brooklyn wants to go ahead and get their travel packages ready, I've already done the extensive research.
That's like to them.
Have y'all noticed that Kyrie hasn't made? Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you this. Hey, real quick before you go on the next topic, if anybody wants to start a GoFundMe to help a really poor white person out, I would love to go to Cancun.
Cancun on 3, everybody.
Hey. Realistic NBA trades this offseason that should happen. And, hey, listen, guys, I just wrote down a couple. I wrote down 3, and I'm not going to go in depth on it, but I'm going to give you the 3 that I have. The Thunder and Hawks should swap offense for defense. The Thunder would get John Collins. The Hawks would get Lou Dort, Kenrick Williams, and Derek Favors in a 2022 first-round pick that was kept from the Clippers. I think that Dort is a shutdown perimeter defender, which I think the Hawks need to contend with the Trae Youngs and things. The first round pick for Collins is I think would be good for that, and I think Collins continues to help the Thunder out to rebuild because they are in a rebuild, and he is at about the 25 years of age or under. And 18-8 will help the Thunder out immensely. I'm just gonna say that's one trade that I would like to see happen. The second would be the Mavs and 76ers. I think the Mavs seek scoring punch, and the Sixers seek balance. So I would say the Mavs get Tobias Harris, Jaden Springer, and a 2023 second-round pick. The Sixers would get Reggie Bullock, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Dwight Powell. Powell can back up Embiid. Hardaway helps spacing and quick strike score. The Mavs would get a high-level score in Harris because let's be honest, Harris is down about 4th on the depth chart anyway. So he's not helping the Sixers out at all, but he could help out the Mavs and ease the burden on Luka. Springer Springer would help pick up the depth on the bench, and Brunson leaves if Brunson leaves in free agency. So if Brunson leaves, then Springer would step in. The last one is the Bulls swap centers with the Jazz. The Bulls get Gobert and Rudy Gay, and the Jazz would get Vucevic, Patrick Williams, and Kobe White. The Bulls need defense, and Gobert is a three-time Defensive Player of the Year, and that would help them. Gay helps in the open shot. Gay would help to open up the shot creators and can play power forward or center, so he's a very versatile guy. The Jazz, Vucevic gives the Jazz more offense but struggles on defense, so he can find shots for their teammates and get them involved, and he would help widen the attack lanes for Mitchell and Connolly. And Williams for the Jazz is key for Williams would be key for he's a big-time wing defender, and he can help on shot creation. White would help Clarkson out and give them a good 1-2 punch off of the bench. And that's what I got, folks. Logan, who do you got?
Like John Suggs, Westbrook to the Pacers. Trade Frankie's boy for over to Gonzo. I'm sure they'd both agree.
Yeah.
He said, I could see Gobert getting traded. All right. I will say, I do think there is going to be I will throw a Pacers name out there that probably should get traded if they just want to go full rebuild. Miles Turner. Trade him for some draft picks. Maybe send him to the Charlotte Hornets. Because LaMelo said we need a center. So send him to the Hornets. Some other ones, like I said, probably Westbrook for a bag of potato chips.
Doritos.
Doritos. That's good.
Family size bag.
Ooh, I don't know, family size. How about party pack?
I like that too.
Because it's good in certain moments.
You know what? That'll last longer than Westbrook would.
Good point.
I definitely agree.
Jay, you're blowing up your best piece in your rebuild. Christian Wood will go bye-bye. He's going to go to Memphis to help out their big man.
I can see that. But who would Houston get in return?
Looking at Bleacher Report, I saw Steven Adams and a few other guys I've never heard of. So,
no, we don't want no old ass to barely guard anybody. Steven Adams.
He's not part of the rebuild, isn't he?
Hey, you better give me some draft picks if you're doing that shit.
Let's see. Finally, John Wall to the nearest retirement home. It looks like he might will play for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Gobert to the Warriors to replace Wiseman. That's what? Nah, they just drafted Wiseman 2 years ago. I get he gets hurt, but Gobert's slow as dirt. That ain't gonna work.
They got Wiseman last year.
Oh yeah, 2020. Yeah.
Yeah, this is only Wiseman's second year. It ain't like he's been hurt this year, but
Bradley Beal to the Bucks. Ooh. That would be interesting.
That would be interesting because he's younger and he gives them a little bit more on the youthful side of things.
Like I said, Wall for Westbrook. That's been talked about for ages now, but never happened. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, there's going to be a good bit of trades. I don't really see a whole lot of big names, but I could definitely see like some B tier guys get traded a lot this offseason.
Absolutely. Frankie, what's your trade?
I really don't care. I just want Russell Westbrook out of LA. Honestly.
That's all you need.
Honestly, I just want Russell Westbrook out of LA. I want Kevin Durant out of Brooklyn and go to the nearest barbershop so he can finally shave that head of his. Listen, you guys all know how much I hate Kevin Durant. I hate Kevin Durant. I hate him with a passion. I wish one day he can just, snap his knee in half. But hey, we live with what we live with, right?
We got let's see, Thibault to the Wizards for Beal. I need more than just Thibault. Zion to the Knicks. Interesting.
Can somebody comment and say someone come to the Lakers? Damn it.
I'm about to say the Lakers ain't gonna have no one to trade. Everyone's a free agent.
That's true.
They have anyone.
We got money, damn it. We got money.
Hey, listen.
You get cash considerations.
Lakers are going to bring everybody back and run it back again.
Round 2, baby. Second verse, same as the first.
All right, man. Listen, we're gonna hit Gonzo down there because Zion to the Knicks. I can see that he must be New York City anyway. Gonzo, what trade would you like to see happen? Obviously, Indiana has traded quite a bit.
I just hope Westbrook don't come to the Pacers. Other than that, I'll be good.
That's just everyone's thought because we don't want Westbrook on the team.
But I do agree with Logan. I do see the Pacers probably trading away.
I'm already
Miles Turner.
Yeah.
I think he would have been traded this season if he wouldn't have got hurt. I think that was the only reason they didn't end up not trading him this season was because he got injured. But I see Turner being gone. They might as well go in full rebuild mode now after you already got rid of LeVert, Sabonis, and everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, folks.
Listen,
we're gonna keep this show moving right along, and we're gonna go into the Tyson Fury Hang It Up. He talked about it, right? Obviously, as you guys all know, Tyson Fury did win So obviously he's moved past that. He got the fight in the 6th round. A little bit of history, real quick on Tyson Fury. He comes from a family of bare knuckle brawlers. He says he's accomplished everything. Fuck you, man. He said he accomplished everything in a 14-year career that he can do. He's won every belt there is. What more can he possibly do? I mean, he's broke records. He's only 32 years old.
Oh, we've hit the part of the show, everybody, where Jay has broken StreamYard.
That was a sign. That was a sign. They did not want to hear this again. He spent like 15 minutes about the draft.
So, Frankie, you know what that means. I will say once Jay comes back in about 5 minutes or so, I hate my cat. Because Jay's big thing is his cat always unplugs stuff. Every time.
Blame it on his cat, ladies and gentlemen. But what it truly is Jay's like in his 50s. He runs on the solar system where he still has an AOL man. You know, like.
Yep. It's confirmed. Bro, that hamster's going on overtime right now, trying to get over there with Jay. Nope, we lost Frankie too. Frankie's a little choppy. He said Jay must be using AOL.
Will come back. He will come back.
He'll be back eventually.
You know what I mean?
Everybody's having internet issues.
I'm about to say Frankie's choppy over there using his phone. He said, "Screw the fight." About why the hell?
What it is.
Wait, what the hell? He said, "Screw the fight." Can we talk about why the hell Sugar was without a shirt during the post-fight press? I didn't watch this. I don't know. I mean,
he did have a shirt. He took off his shirt when the Fury won. Then he put what it was after Tyson Fury won, he had a certain shirt, like a championship shirt, whatever like that. So like he gave it to every member of Tyson Fury's team. Middle of it, he took the shirt to try and put that one on. But as soon as he took off his shirt, they literally like wrapped him around one of Tyson Fury's title belts. So like take it off to put on the shirt, then put the title back around him. Don't sleep on man though, bro. Sugar's a beast.
Let me guess, Jay. Cat got your cord again.
Hey, listen, that son of a bitch does a lot of crazy stuff.
Always blaming it on your cat.
Jesus Christ! What'd you do to your mic? Thing got amplified by 10. Oh my eardrum! I'm young, Jay.
I'll tell you what, though, that right uppercut that Fury landed was nasty, man.
Hey, it was the uppercut, and then he shoved him too. Don't forget that.
Yeah. He said, "Hey, you're not holding on to me to stand up." He got him away from him.
Yeah, spaghetti legs.
I don't think he retires though. I think he's going to fight one more fight. I think he's going to fight the winner of Joshua. And
exactly, because I think he's going to try to unify the belts before he calls it a day.
Does anyone who retires who's like a big star ever really stay retired?
And I think he's going to be in WWE here real soon at that big England show when WWE does that show.
There you go.
Interesting.
In the middle of nowhere, no signal.
Yeah, so again, Tyson Fury, man, hey, the guy just is a beast at boxing, and it's going to be interesting to see where he goes from here, guys. Honestly, I mean,
it's amazing though how quick his hands are for being a gigantic dude like that. He just His speed is unreal.
Yeah, and as you know, I mean, like I said, nobody can touch him. I mean, he really is. I mean, he's obviously eclipsed Mike Tyson and everything Mike Tyson was. Don't you think so? In terms of, I mean, if Mike Tyson fought him in his prime, I don't think Tyson's coming away with the win in the prime.
Believe what you want, Jay.
Okay,
you think Tyson would beat him in his prime?
Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Mike Tyson will kill him. You crazy?
Bro, Mike Tyson.
No, I'm asking. I'm asking for a friend.
I mean, kicked off.
What the difference will be is Mike Tyson has the heavy hand punch where he can literally do one hit on Tyson Fury's face is done. But Tyson Fury has such a long reach to where he doesn't need to be that close to Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it'd been an interesting fight.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot like kind of like what Wilder was. If Wilder can't hit that one big blow to knock Fury out, I think Mike Tyson could have had the same problem with that. As if you can't get that big blow, like Frankie said, Fury can keep his distance and just hit you from the outside.
It'd be an interesting clash of styles, no doubt. But
he's tall for a big man.
He's a tall dude. Yeah, he's very tall. I think how tall is he? Like maybe 6.
They says 6'9".
6'9", yeah. He's a big dude.
Hey, listen, I live in Savannah. Frankie lives out in nowhere. He's out there in Mechanicsville, Shenanigans, and all these other weird places. Yeah, Frankie out there in the middle of nowhere.
I'm up here in the cold, literally the Canadian border, like at least 3 to 4 hours, maybe 6 hours away. It's really disgusting. But
yeah, he's definitely up there in them cold weathers.
I love it because I get to send my boys some snow pictures.
That's true.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, I remember the snow pictures. That's crazy. All right. Hey, real quick, we're going to move into Earl Thomas now and talk a little bit about him and what's going on with him. He says the guy's been out for 2 years. As you know, he left Baltimore punching, what was that guy's name? Chuck Clark. He punched him, and they basically cut him after he punched him. He had a few other off-the-field discretions. He last played in 19 with the Ravens. He's a very physical guy. He plays very physically, all-pro in 12 and 14. He says he's in shape, and he says his timing's on point. So he's about 33 years old. He says he's in shape and timing's on point, hasn't played in a couple of years. Does he come back, and who takes a chance on him? You know what? Hey, listen, Dallas has liked him for a while, but he's never made it quite to Dallas. I wouldn't mind taking a flyer, for a low price on Earl Thomas and giving him a shot. I would. No, Frankie, I would. Because you know why?
I got a team, Jay. I got a team. Buffalo needs another corner.
Oh, my God. It's been worse.
I'm just saying. Buffalo needs another corner.
I would rather stick with Jay's prediction and go to Cowboys than him to go to Buffalo. I swear, I just feel like Buffalo's going to every play. They don't need all these players, damn it.
I think he's going to end up with the Rams.
Oh, my God. And we got Freddie Jr. over here. What's going on?
Who do you think he'll go to? Who do you think he'll go to, Frank?
And no reason to say that is because the Rams end up with fucking everybody. So that's the reason I think he can go over there. They get all the old players.
I'm going to say I see him going to the NFC, most likely probably with, like, the Packers, maybe the Vikings or something like that. A team that, like, have the money but don't have, like, a big star player on their defense,
He's only 32. He's still young.
I could see him playing on the defensive side with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, honestly.
He said, "Where's Debo going? Where is Debo going?"
New England, baby.
We're talking about this on Thursday. Go watch the show, John.
New England, baby. We all gonna say our teams. That's how good Debo is. He's coming to man. Logan don't even need him.
Hey, like we said earlier, though, I could see Kansas City taking a shot on Debo. I think because Debo's gonna want to go.
The New York Jets.
If he go, but do you think Debo allows a trade, or do you think he tries to veto a trade? Because he's not going to want to go play for the Jets.
He said he wants to get traded.
I mean,
the Jets.
He is used to the coach that's there, Jay. The coach that was there was the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. So, they're used to each other.
That's a good point. So, Salah.
I'd say he said he wants to go to the Chiefs, or he should go to the Chiefs. That'd be a good pickup since they lost Tyreek. I mean,
hey, listen, he might want to play for Salah, but does he want to go to a team that has no shot at the playoffs? I don't know. If I'm a player, I want to be in the playoffs as much as possible. So I'm not trying to go to the freaking Jets.
Hey man, the Jets better not screw up this draft. They got 2 top 10 picks.
Hey, you're 30-something.
Colts need a receiver. Just bring Debo to Indianapolis.
Jay,
right?
Go to our team.
Talking about Debo.
I mean, hey, I can see him with the Colts. I mean, like I said, the Colts need a wide receiver. Let's be honest. The Colts are actually hurting for wideouts, so that wouldn't be a bad spot for him to go.
You know where Debo can go?
Where?
Tennessee.
Ooh.
And what? A team alongside A.J. Brown? Yeah.
I think don't they have the same agent? If I'm not mistaken, I saw.
I think so.
Because they both want trades or they both want contracts. So
I can honestly see him going But the bad thing about Tennessee is Ryan Tannehill. I don't like Ryan Hill behind center. He's a good quarterback when he wants to be, but he's just when it comes to the playoff time, he's just not that quarterback for them.
So the Jets are trying to trade their 10th pick for deep. That I mean, number 10 overall. That's not a bad pick.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that either if I'm the Jets. But like I said, here's the thing about Debo too. What people don't understand: Debo doesn't want to do the Wildcat offense anymore. He doesn't want to be in the running back. He doesn't want to do the end around. He wants to be a more traditional wide receiver. That's not what made Debo famous. That's not what Debo is known for.
And both him and his agent said it's not about money. They don't care how much the money is, because if you really think about it, if Debo Samuels go to another team for cheap money and he puts an outstanding season like he normally does, like he did last year, he will get that contract the following year, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and like I was saying, John's kind of echoing. He said they have the number 4 and 10, and then Samuel knows they're familiar with the head coach. So I mean, it would fit. It really would. I mean, it isn't just an imagination. There is some connections there.
But I'll be honest with you, if I'm San Francisco and I know the Jets got 4 and 10, I'm not asking for 10. I'm asking for 4.
I'm going to be real with you. If I was Debo Samuel, I'm going to agree with Jay. I would not want to go to the Jets because I'm going to look at it and I'm going to say, this dude, Zach Wilson, had a terrible season last year. I'm not even going to get a ball towards. He's going to throw nothing but interceptions.
What would what's the Browns pick? Because I mean, I don't know what else they would want to give up. I mean,
I don't even want.
They're not going to get Baker because I mean they're going to stick with Wilson for at least a little bit.
Debo's not going to Cleveland.
You're saying what the hell?
They already have
Jimmy
Cooper.
G is better than Ryan.
That's why Samuel won't end up with the Colts either. We don't have no first round picks to give up.
Right. Jimmy G is better than Ryan Tannehill. I mean, Jimmy G's been further in the playoffs. If you want to go that route.
Jimmy G made it to the Super Bowl.
But I don't know. We can't really go that route.
We'll debate that on our topic.
Oh God, we'll be here forever. We'll talk about this.
Jimmy G made it to the Super Bowl and he eliminated Aaron Rodgers.
You don't think Jimmy G's better than Tannehill?
I think Jimmy G's better than Tannehill.
I do too. I think Jimmy G gets crapped on a little.
Just because he doesn't have that big arm,
everybody's forgetting that he learned from the GOAT himself.
And look at San Francisco's record without Jimmy G and when Jimmy
G plays.
They would have traded him by now. I'm just saying. Don't trust freelance. All right, what's up, Dan? What's up, Jay?
Hey, listen, we're going to talk about these NCAA changes, the rules concerning targeting and faking injuries, and also blocking below the waist. Right now, currently, targeting, if you get caught targeting in the second half, then you have to sit out the first half of the next game. This is all NCAA. Now what they're going to do is they're going to bring an instant replay, and you can appeal the decision of targeting now. And if you win the decision, then you're eligible to play. Whereas before, you weren't allowed to appeal the decision of targeting. If you got caught targeting, you were just automatically going to get – and there was no – now there's the option of appealing targeting and possibly winning that decision and being able to play the next game. So that's one rule change. You can also, if you think there's suspicious injuries, like if you think somebody's faking an injury just to get a timeout or whatever, now you can submit to the NCAA on that one, and they'll review it and see what happens. So, and if you are,
it's for football.
Yeah, NCAA football. So if you're faking an injury, that now can hurt you, or it can now go against your team. You still have to sit out one play, but if you're found, being suspicious or what have you, now it's going to go against your team. The last one is blocking below the waist. And basically what they're saying about that is if you're blocking below the waist and you're in the tackle box, you're fine. If you're caught blocking below the waist and you're outside the tackle box, well, now that's a penalty. And those are the three rule changes that they're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, those all sound fine to me. I mean, I like the targeting one, being able to review it, because, I mean, sometimes you see targeting calls that are that get called that probably shouldn't, and then there's some that are just, you can easily see they're knocking their head clean off. So I'm glad they added that. Faking injuries, John, like Anthony said, he said, who fakes injury? I mean, they do sometimes just to get a breather. I mean, just to go to that commercial break. But
you'd be surprised. They will take injuries if they don't have timeouts left and the game is close or whatever, and they need a timeout.
It's going to be hard. It's hard to prove that to me. It's hard to prove when they're faking an injury and not faking an injury. To me, there's too much gray area.
I watch a lot of soccer,
and again, I think that's where you're right. There's a lot of gray in that, so it would be very hard, even though it may look suspicious, like Gonzo said. It'd be very hard to prove that.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm a fan of them, and I think that it'll just help the game.
Now on the targeting rule, do you still get ejected from the game if you're called for targeting?
Yeah, I would think so.
Right, and then they're going to go back. Where it comes into play is you would get ejected, but then they would go to instant replay, and if it shows that it's not really targeting,
they can bring you back.
Then you wouldn't have. Then you'd be eligible to play the next game versus being automatic.
So you would still be out that game, though.
What's that?
Like you still be out that game, even if they review it and find it's not targeting. You still be out the game you got kicked out of.
You appeal it.
Yeah, you would appeal it, and then they would go and watch it, kind of like just any replay. And then,
and that's the thing. I think that's exactly what it would be
if you're innocent.
So you'd be able to come back into that game.
Yeah,
I would imagine so. Yeah,
I agree with that because you see some guys get kicked out of a game that
for nothing. Also, Anthony, how's the NCAA going to be? I mean, these aren't like major rule changes. These are, nothing crazy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we are now to my favorite topic that I've been waiting for all night.
Oh God, I see exactly what it is.
Yankees again asked the courts to keep the sign-stealing letter sealed from Manfred
to
next week. Brian Cashman.
Here's the deal. Next week, Jay.
Here's the deal, right?
Oh, he's got the notebook.
Clearly, Major League Baseball does not want to lose. Because, look, everybody knows people are betting on these games. They're going to DraftKings and they're betting on these games. And if it comes out that the Yankees were doing the same thing, and look, I know the Astros were doing it, and we paid our fines, and we did what we did. If the Yankees come out and do it, how much more is that going to hurt Major League Baseball? Especially because New York is a beloved team of New York, of baseball. So there's a lot of courts that are now coming out. The second district court basically came out and said that the letter can be unsealed. And my thing about this, Frankie, and I know you're pissed off right now. Your smile says 1,000 words. But Frankie, here's the deal. If there was no sign stealing, period, or if there was nothing in this letter that was damaging to the Yankees, would Manfred or anybody else really be objecting to it? No. There's obviously proof in this letter that the Yankees have done sign stealing as well. And look, Boston did it too. They did it with their little phones. So Boston's been caught doing it. New York, no different. New York is no different. And that's my thing. People want to bash. My thing about this is people want to bash the Astros so bad, but we got to look at New York too. New York is not going to get a free pass on this, Frankie. I'm going to make sure that New York get a free pass.
Now, Jay, you do got it backward. Boston got caught with the iWatch.
They had the little Apple Watch.
Yeah, it was the Yankees, and I will admit to it. It was the Yankees that got caught with some type of different phone in the dugout. But it was the Boston manager who got suspended for a full year during the Astros cheating year. So those are all different subjects. But I'm just gonna say honestly, I can't wait to see what it says. Honestly, I'm hoping and I'm praying that it is no, we didn't cheat. I hope we didn't steal no signs. I also, on the other hand, as a Yankee fan, I see why they don't want it to open it now, because it's just the start of the season, and we open it now, it's going to be a distraction to us for the rest of the year. I'm hoping that it doesn't turn out that way. I'm hoping that they open this letter and hopefully God is by our side and say we didn't cheat, because if we ended up cheating, man,
I'm not gonna lie to you, Frankie.
It happened, man.
Frankie, I'm not gonna lie to you. I hope this letter comes out. Frankie, I hope this letter comes out and you guys are found cheating, and I know that's what it's gonna be, because you need to feel some of the pain.
I'm not gonna feel no pain.
No, Frankie, listen. Look at me in my eyes, Frankie.
You know why?
Look at me in my eyes. You need to feel the pain.
I'm not gonna feel no pain.
It's like
because it's gonna come down.
Rousey. You need to feel the pain.
Listen, I'm not gonna feel no pain, because what's gonna happen at the end of the day is it's gonna happen the same thing the Astros did. We're probably going to get a hefty fine, probably more than you guys because it took this longer. What I also feel like is it's going to just come down to the general manager. It's going to come down to the manager himself. They're going to end up getting suspended, so we'll probably end up going to having to switch over to a new coach, beginning of the season, towards midway of the season. And hopefully it doesn't come down to certain players. No players on the Astros got suspended or anything like that. So, maybe I think did a player or a catcher or a pitcher get suspended? I don't know. I'm not fully
No, there was no suspensions on the Astros. There were no suspensions on that.
It was just the manager and general manager, correct?
Yeah, it was Leno. It was Jeff Leno, and yeah, I am salty, Anthony. I'm very salty, and I'm gonna tell you right now, he needs to feel some pain.
Yeah, they basically gave the players like immunity on that deal, didn't they? Something about if they.
Yeah, but it came down to Leno and it came down to AJ Hinch. And those two guys were suspended for a year. And then the Astros lost their first-round picks for 2 years. And then they also got fined $5 million. That was the overall punishment for the Stros. And the Yankees need to feel some pain. But here's the deal. I agree with what John Suggs said. Major League Baseball will keep it closed because the Yankees are the face of baseball.
Jay, they already said it's coming public next week.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, because, this was the court. This is the court of the land here. This is above the MLB, so it's going to be made public.
Right, and also Damien Hernandez is going to chime in.
This was the 15-16 Yankees, by the way. So, this was a good bit of years ago, 7 years ago. So, I'm just more curious to see. The only things I can think of is we're going to see the player names, obviously, and then they might, I would think they would find them, maybe.
It's not Garrett Cole, I know that for sure.
But
Garrett Cole wasn't on our team at the time.
I'm about to say pretty much the whole roster wasn't even on that team.
Basically,
I can't.
This was Aaron Judge's first pro year.
He said, "Make it public."
Yeah, I get that. Next week is gonna be interesting. Oh my God, that's gonna be a topic.
Yeah, because it said the New York Times or the Athletic or someone said it's gonna be made public. So we will.
Wow. So Frankie may be getting some pain next week.
I don't think it'll be too bad though, because they've already set the precedent of the penalty with Houston. So it's like Frankie said, it's probably going to be the general manager and your manager are going to be the main ones to take the hit.
Yeah, so it'll be.
Some of the players might get a black mark on their name, but hold on.
At that time, it was Girardi, I think, was the coach, wasn't it? It wasn't Boone, right?
No, it was Aaron Boone.
Right, so it'll be Joe Girardi that gets punished.
No,
and
it's
Brian
it's going to be Aaron Boone.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Aaron Boone was our manager.
Okay. And then you'll lose a couple of first-round picks. I would say $5 million, but the Yankees, $5 million is probably like $5.
That's like what?
Hey, I will just say, Chris, how does it feel to have a well-run organization?
Hey, but it will be interesting to see. I'm really interested to see how the public responds to New York if it comes out in a D that they did cheat. I want to see how the public responds to them and the way that they responded to the Astros. I'm curious. Like with bated breath.
They're definitely not going to do what they did to you guys to us. Like, that's the thing.
All right, Frankie, here's your topic.
Go Frankie, you're going to headline this one. You were there. You were there front and center.
To get it pulled up on the screen, Jay, and then we'll get to it.
Oh, I thought I had it up there already.
There we go. All right, Frankie, take it away. Frankie was there. I don't even have to watch it because I just let Frankie explain it. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I had a nice SmackDown. I had a special event because I was there. One special Friday SmackDown. I was there for the SmackDown, and I was also there for the taping next week because they are going to the UK soon, so they need to start taping these episodes of SmackDown coming up. But yeah, we started off on Friday Night SmackDown with the contract signing of the women's SmackDown Championship match between Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, where that be an I Quit match. Charlotte Flair did not want to sign it at first, but ended up doing it. And then Ronda Rousey, it's time for Ronda Rousey to sign the contract where she ended up putting Drew Gulak in the armbar and basically signing the contract with Drew Gulak in the armbar, which I feel sorry for that man. He's getting beat up by both women every week, and it feels really sad for him. Followed by that, we were able to see Bush, formerly known as Pete Dunne, go up one-on-one against Xavier Woods. That was an amazing contest. I actually didn't pay attention to that one because I literally just got there during that time. I did not know that they were doing the Friday Night SmackDown early. For those of you, if you're watching SmackDown or Raw, if they ever have a live thing on the TV, that's when you know it's actually live, compared to when you're just watching it and there's no live on the TV. If it's not there, then that means it's just pre-recorded or something like that. So last night was pre-recorded, or I was actually getting recorded before it went live on TV. I just got, it was because we got the two for one nighter.
Nice.
Yeah. So I just got there for the next match after Pete Dunne and Xavier Woods. Butch versus Xavier Woods. It was Gunther versus a local competitor, and Gunther had ended up, obviously squashing the local competitor and winning it. With that, it was followed up with Rated RK Bro, or I'm sorry, not Rated RK Bro, I'm just Rated RKO.
It was Riddle. It was Riddle versus Jay.
Yeah, it was Riddle versus Jey Uso, where that was a great contest with both competitors, but Riddle ended up coming with the win over Jay, and the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns was not very happy with that loss, because now Riddle have beaten both of the brothers in back-to-back weeks on their own show, SmackDown. So that's going to be interesting. That next week on SmackDown, they will have a tag team unification contract signing. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to end up being a good one, right? Because they're gonna end up brawling after that contract signing. I just want you guys to know ahead of time. But it was a good show overall. I mean, we were able to see Ronda Rousey. We were able to see Charlotte Flair. I was able to see who else? I was able to see the lumberjack match between Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre, where Sami Zayn obviously ran away. The lumberjacks ended up fighting all each other, and Drew McIntyre flipped over the ropes and jumped on every competitor that was a lumberjack, and they all fell. This started off with the Usos kicking Rated RK Bro, and Zayn got away where Adam Pearce came out and that next week's SmackDown, Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn will go one-on-one inside a steel cage match. So I watched a steel cage match last night for next week's episode of SmackDown.
Did you get to see that steel cage match?
I did. I'll send you pictures after we get off live so you can see it. They hid it from us the entire show, the first part of the show, and then after the show got over, they told us not to go anywhere because they were doing another one where we'll be seeing a cage match, and we all looked up and we seen it. We didn't even get to see that, so it was really perfect
so awesome.
They hit it. Yeah, so we were able to do that. It was an amazing night. I did get a shirt, and I was hiding my shirt all night. I'm wearing it right now. I was hiding it all night on you guys. I got a new shirt. I was hoping that Logan would be on so he could see it, but he's not around right now. Logan, you there? If not, he can see. All right, so here's the shirt I got.
Let's see. Put him full screen, Jay. I can't see it.
All right, hold on.
Oh, he got the shirt. Not you.
Hold on. How do I do that?
Go over to his icon on the bottom, and then you'll see a little person. Just click that. Oh, that's better. We'll take it. There you go. Oh, that's a nice shirt there, buddy.
He got RK Bro 420.
And on the back,
that's awesome. I like that with the whole 420 on it. That's dope.
And on the back, it says, it's supposed to say RK Bro 420, and on the back it says, just smoked your ass.
Yeah,
that's a nice shirt.
Let me go to a mirror so you guys can see the back.
Oh, hold on. I'll go back to you. Hold on.
Oh, no. Nope. There we go. Wait.
Oh, yeah,
There you
you
go.
can see it in the mirror now.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, with the Viper
Yeah,
and
that's
shit
dope.
like that.
That's dope. I like that. That's pretty dope. Hey, I'll expect my shirt in the mail. Give me something in the mail, damn it. Hey, but no, hey,
That's
for real.
that's
hey,
about
for
us.
real,
Sure, I
Chris,
saw
though,
that online.
I thought the lumber match was good. I really thought the arcade bro match, was fairly good. I was a little disappointed in Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair because I felt like they didn't do anything to move the feud along a little bit. I thought it was kind of stagnant. The storyline really didn't develop as much as I would have liked to have seen. Although, it just showed Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair having a small tiff after Flair flipped up the table. And, of course, then she body slams the guy that had the contract, whatever. But I didn't think they really moved that story along enough. And the same thing with Sami Zayn. I thought that was kind of a repeat of last time. I like that with the Lumberjacks fighting each other, but at the same time, I don't know, man. But I get that because it was a lead-in for the cage match and so forth. It's all good, man. And then they had Shanky versus who was it? He's going up against freaking Ricochet. Ricochet the bat drop. That was kind of interesting. So all in all, I don't know what you ranked it. I kind of gave this show a solid B. What would you give the show for being in person, Frankie?
Yeah, I give it about like a B plus towards like an A-. It could have done a little bit more. But being there live and seeing it live, like I always love seeing it live. It's always different when you see it live, compared to watching it on TV.
Absolutely.
And having this was honestly my first time in, I want to say, about 8 years since the very first time I went to Monday Night Raw out here when I started living out here. That was the first time I seen an actual full arena there in Albany, New York. It was packed. It was really packed. And I do got to say, the next time I go, if you guys watch SmackDown, you guys would have seen that there was this guy, he had a cutout of his face, a bald head. He had a cutout of his face. Yeah, I'm going to do that next time. I'm going to get myself on TV. I'm going to get a full face cutout of myself. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to hold my face up so I can get on TV.
Hey, that's what's up. Hey, no doubt about it, man. All right. Hey, listen, folks. We kind of got to the end of our show here.
Them double shot nights are the best time to go. I went to a Raw like that where you get to see two Raws in one night. It was pretty cool.
It's really rare.
One of them for next time.
It's really rare. Yeah, that's why I was able to sit and watch them pre-record next week's Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah. So I already know. I don't need to watch SmackDown next week because I already know what they're gonna do and what matches are gonna happen and who's gonna win.
I took my son probably about 7 years ago here in Indianapolis, Indiana, to Monday Night Raw like that, where they recorded next week's and everything. It's a long night. You're there for You're there for it. Seems like forever,
hey, but you know what though? But talk about getting double for your money though, right?
Oh, exactly. I was there for about 4 hours compared to being there for only 2. You know, we were supposed to be there from 8 to 10, but we were there from about like 7:30 to like 11. So we were there for a while.
And it looked like, when I watched the video clips of where you were sitting, that you had a pretty good vantage point of the ring and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was right there close to the ring. Yeah, I was about first section up next to the floor, basically.
Yeah, you had some good seats.
I was able to see Pete McAfee. He ran out of the announce table a couple times and left Michael Cole there by himself for a couple matches. He ran and he went past our section. We all yelled at him and he looked over, he waved to us and everything like that. I felt like I had an eye contact with Pete McAfee for a minute. I'm like, bro.
You're right with Pat McAfee.
I'm like,
hey, McAfee said there's Stalker 2.0.
WrestleMania Hollywood, you want it? You want some? You want to do this right now? Like, what? I'm not Austin Theory, bro.
There you go. Look at McAfee versus Cruz.
Man, hey, you really should have done something just to put the Unscripted name out there, man. That would have been dope.
Next
it's all
show,
good. We would have paid part of your bill. Whatever.
We would have paid for the marker.
We would have paid for the marker.
Thanks.
All right, listen, folks. Hey, we're really way past our time, but it's been awesome, man. I freaking love this stuff. I can't say the word I want to say. But we're going to go into final thoughts real quick and get out of here. Logan, let me let you start it off. Final thoughts, brother.
Final thoughts. Right now, the Celtics up 96-84 on the Brooklyn Nets with 5:40 left in the fourth. Ain't looking too good. Kevin Durant shooting poor, 6 of 11 for 14. Leading scorer is Bruce Brown with 23. Kyrie is also struggling, 5 of 14 from the field. Has not hit a three-point shot. Looking like Boston's going to pull this one out one more time and go up 3-0 in the series.
Oh,
looking like it.
He's on the ropes.
Frankie, final thoughts, brother. You're good, Gonzo. I know you're over there watching that independent wrestling.
I'm watching Impact Wrestling pay-per-view.
Yeah. Hey, you've been in the hospital.
Doc Gallows and Anderson just got eliminated from the tag team.
Gonzo's best friend, Doc Gallows. Get it right.
Frankie, final thoughts, brother.
All I'm going to say is hopefully Brooklyn can come back and make this into a tighter series. If not, it looks like it's going to be pretty much over for Brooklyn after this one. But I'm glad to be back here tonight. I'm probably not going to be here next week for Tuesday and Thursday because, I work during the weekdays now and the weeknights. So, trying to be right. I'm trying to be right, guys.
Right.
All right? I'm trying to be a grown-up, man. I'm trying to grow up here. All right, I can't.
Hey, you know what? If Jersey Shore, if Jersey Shore has a situation, we have the Weekender, and that's your new nickname, Frankie the Weekender.
That is true.
Chris Gonzalez, what is your final thoughts, brother, before we get out?
I'm just glad to be getting healthy, and I'll be able to be back Tuesday and Thursday this week. So get back to my normal schedule.
We're getting Gonzo back.
Hey, Gonzo's just had. Hey, he's just glad to be able to put food down his mouth and not through an IV.
Yeah. I haven't done anything all week. I went to that wrestling show last week that we covered with Carlito and Epico and Primo was there. Got to see Rikishi again. Actually got to meet Carlito.
And Epico.
Yeah, hey, I'll send you guys some pictures. I got pictures. I got a picture of me standing with the Epico and Primo.
Mr. Big Shot here.
I need to move to Indianapolis.
Hey, Gonzo knows them, man. Gonzo knows them dudes. Hey, listen, folks. Hey,
so I haven't got to do nothing since I've been in the hospital, but
right.
I'm ready for next week.
Jay, stop cutting him off. The man just got out of the hospital. Damn it, he's trying to say some shit. You want to cut him off? What is the matter with you?
I was supposed to do a wrestling show tomorrow, and I canceled it. We were supposed to go about an hour away and do an independent show, but I just decided to go ahead and take
Don't
the
ever
weekend
cancel,
off.
bro. Don't ever cancel. We can always take a flight and cover you. It's okay. We got you. We can always fill in your position.
Hey, if it was up to me, I'd have been there. But the boss said I needed to stay home and rest, so she got her way. I had to stay home and rest.
Okay, just so we're clear, everyone heard him call me the boss.
You're the boss. Hey, the woman next to me is the boss.
Hey, what'd she say?
The woman next to me is the boss.
Yeah, women are always the boss. Everybody knows that. That's common marriage 101 basics.
Not
Logan will figure that out once he gets married.
Logan's still young. They're on equal terms right now.
Hey, right now Logan is so used to doing whatever he wants, when he wants, how he wants. But the minute he says I do, I can't wait to see that.
The boss.
Is it hot in here? I'm getting a little sweaty.
I just want to see the first time. I want to be the fly on the wall.
I'm scared what
when Logan tells his newly bride, "Hey, baby, I'm gonna watch wrestling," and she says, "The fuck."
That would never happen.
She's with me to an AEW show before.
That would never happen.
There you go. Hey, you might have it pretty good then. Hey, real quick. Hey, hats off to Miggy. Miggy hit his 3,000 hits, 500 home run club, 7th guy to do it. Congrats. Hey, it's a shame that the cowardly Yankees would not give you the opportunity because they didn't want to be embarrassed. But it's okay, man. I get it. It's a good strategic ploy for them. Frankie, your team sucks.
We're better than you. Got more wins than you. Oh, have you beat the Blue Jays yet? No, we have.
No, we actually lost, and yeah, it's a rough day for me too, man. But at least I'm not ducking. Listen, I don't mind a loss. I just don't like ducking, and your team is a ducker, and that's okay.
I'm gonna be real with you, Jay. You can't say that. You can't say that because there is times and I have proof this entire season, since the season has started, to where you call me out, Mr. J. McLovin, call me out when it's the third inning. And then when my team comes back to win it, you are Mr. Duck Sauce can't be found to put on my fried rice from the Chinese store. That is what you are.
Hey, listen, leave the Asians out of it, okay? They what did they ever do to us?
What the?
Okay.
I didn't mention that.
Bring up his mood.
Hey, folks, this has been another crazy episode of Unscripted. And, of course, the tail end of that was completely unscripted. And I hope I didn't offend anybody. If I did, please don't hurt me. I am a very, very fragile individual. And, yeah, man. Hey, listen, you can catch us on Saturday with more NBA recaps and such. No, today is Saturday. No, you will catch us on Monday.
Tuesday.
Catch us on Monday. Hey, listen.
Tuesday.
There you go. Tuesday.
We'll say we changed days. We're going Mondays now.
This is what happened, ladies and gentlemen.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Jay, we have a ticker down there to remind you. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 o'clock Eastern. Saturdays at 8.
Until next time, I am Jay McLovin, my boy Logan Landers, my boy Frankie C, a.k.a. The Weekender.
Astros.
A.k.a. The Weekender. And Chris, out of the hospital, Gonzo Gonzalez, back in the flesh. We will see you guys Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
There we go.
And, yeah, man, that is our show. And, again, 96-88, Boston on top.
The Yankees are not cheaters.
Damian, you're wild for that comment, brother.
What did he say? Damn it.
I don't want to put it up.
It was almost at the end. What did he say?
What did he say?
Did he say something crazy?
Jay, you don't want to. Jay, just in the stream. Just in the stream, Jay.
I guess it must have been pretty. All right, hold on. I will. He said in the stream, Jay. Don't worry about this.
Jay, he just said, "Don't worry, man." Nyla Rose.
He said, "Don't worry." He just said, "Don't worry." The rest got cut off.
Yeah. Don't worry. He didn't say nothing about Nyla Rose.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays.
Jay, stop clicking and let it play.
Let it play, Jay. See, he's getting sweaty. Don't tell me his. Oh no.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports.
Jay.
Oh my God.
Let
Jay,
it play out.
That's it, Jay. You are officially fired
in the broadcast.
Producer.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we're making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces.